So in part two, third, in second lecture, we will discuss the mitochondria. Mitochondria are of various shapes, but the most common is sausage shape. Their wall is made by two membranes. The outer is smooth and inner membrane is folded into various foldings, and these foldings are known as cristae. These cristae increase the surface area enormously because mitochondria are the site of aerobic respiration. These mitochondria are the autonomous organelles because they possess their own DNA. Means when a cell divides, mitochondria do not follow the instruction of the nucleus. They divide themselves in the resting phase of a cell. That's why these are known as autonomous organelles. Also contain ribosomes. Ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. So these ribosomes produce protein for the mitochondria. Now what are the functions of the mitochondria? Functions. Mitochondria as are the site of aerobic respiration. So the first function is to release energy. And the synthesis of respiratory enzymes, because here in the mitochondria respiration takes place. Clear all of you? Now come to the next structure, that is Golgi body. Golgi bodies are also known as Golgi apparatus in animal cells, but in plant cells they are known as dictyosomes in plants or in plant cells. These Golgi bodies are the complex structure consist of tubules, vesicles and tubules, vesicles and vacuoles. As these consist of various structure, tubules, vesicles and vacuoles, this is also known as Golgi complex. This is discovered by a scientist known as Camillo Golgi. So Camillo Golgi is a person who discovered Golgi bodies. Now come to the function. So Golgi bodies are concerned with the synthesis and secretion of enzymes, hormones and formation of acrosome of sperm. Formation of acrosome of sperm. Sperms are the male gamete, and in the head part one structure is present known as acrosome. It helped in the penetration of the ovum during fertilization. Clear all of you? Now come to the third structure, that is ribosomes. Ribosomes are the granular structure found in the form of granules. These granules are either scattered in the cytoplasm or attached with the endoplasmic reticulum. So, these ribosomes are the site of protein synthesis. Proteins are one of the necessary elements for the entire living beings as well as for the cell. Now, lysosomes. Have you ever think what happens if cell partially damaged? So here lysosomes are the structure that are the budding up from the endoplasmic reticulum, contains different types of enzymes. Students, enzymes are the chemical substance that can break that can split any complex structure into simpler parts. So when lysosomes contain different hydrolytic enzymes, then these are concerned with the intracellular digestions. It also destroys foreign particles if they entered into the cell. So, when a cell gets partially damaged, then these lysosomes digest its own cell. Hence, lysosomes are also known as suicide bag of a cell. Clear all of you? Now, the next structure, centrosome. In the entire universe, the most important structure is a cell. Why? Because a cell can divide by their own. No structure can divide by themselves. So, if a cell divide by themselves, then there must be certain structure that used to control the division of the cell. So centrosome are the structure that always lies near the nucleus because it initiate and regulate the cell division. Initiate and regulate the cell division. Without this centrosome, no cell can divide. Second, it always lies near the nucleus. Lies near the nucleus. If a centrosome lies near the nucleus, what is its importance? To dear student, when a cell divides, then the nucleus will divide first. That is known as karyokinesis. And karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis. That's why a centrosome always lies near the nucleus because it initiate means it first divide the nucleus into two daughter nuclei. The centrosome, a structure that contain two centrioles like this. Two centrioles. These two centrioles are perpendicular to each other and are surrounded by radiating rays known as esters. So these are the esters, radiating rays, and these two are the centriole. Collectively, this structure is known as centrosome. Now, next, plastids. Have you ever think why the plants appears green? Some fruits appears red, orange. So, for all these reasons, one cellular organelle is responsible. This is plastids. So plastids are the structure that only present in plant cell. These plastids are of three types according to the type of pigments found in them. For example, chloroplast. In chloroplast, green pigment chlorophyll is found. These chlorophylls provide green color to the plant as well as it helps to trap the sunlight. Second, chromoplast. Chromoplasts are the colored pigments. It contains xanthophylls, carotenoids that provide colored like orange, red colors to the plant. And third one is the leucoplast. Leucoplasts are the colorless pigments, means they do not contain any color pigment. Instead of carrying pigment, their function is to store starch. That's why potatoes contain highest amount of leucoplasts, because potato contain high amount of starch in them. Altogether, plastids are responsible for the site of photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? A process by which plants or the green plants make their own food. Now the last, nucleus. Nucleus is one of the important as well as the largest cell organelle, mostly spherical in outline. It is bonded by two membranes. It is bonded by two membranes, and both the membrane in some part fuse to each other to form pore-like structures known as nuclear pore. So this is the nuclear pore. This nucleus contains a dark spherical body known as nucleolus, and it also contains the most important structure in this universe, that is the genetic material. This is the genetic material which transfer from one generation to the another generation. That's why cow begins like cow, means a cow always give birth to a calf, not the human. Is it clear all of you? Now, so what are the functions of the nucleus? It regulates cell function. If we remove the nucleus from a cell, the cell will die. Clear? So for today, this much is enough. For next day, we'll start a new chapter. Goodbye.